नमस्ते मेरे दोस्तों, मेरा नाम मिला है और मेरा चैनल में आपका स्वागत है. I have arrived in Zurich. I have been invited to read from my newest poetry book. So if you want to hear some of the poems and some kirtans, then please stay till the end of the video. Thank you very much for having this opportunity to speak something about my book. My pen name is Mila Sor. It is actually short form of my legal name, like Sofia you called Sophie or Alexander Alek, like this. Melissa in my country, when I was a child, I was often called Mila. And Sor are the three letters from my family name. So this is my pen name that actually artists, musicians or painters, writers, they often use pen names. And this is my second book. The first book is also a collection of poems. The Moon is My Witness, which came out in 2017. And presentation was in Macedonia, and the opening speech was given by a renowned poet and writer in Europe and Balkan countries, that's Rade Siljan. And also with this book I took part in the international poetry competition in 2017. This is my second poem, I think the sun knows, and I wrote it on because my Guru Maharaj, Guru Dev, he asked me to write something about Vrindavan, about Krishna, because he wanted me to use my whatever little talent I got from Krishna in this lifetime. So by his mercy this book took birth, so to say. It took me about maybe 3 years to write it, mainly when I lived in Vrindavan, these 2.5 years. And also the last few poems, like they were written during Corona time, when I was really feeling separation from Vrindavan and being at home, having nothing to do, so I finished the book. So I would like first to read a very short poem, just 3 lines. This is actually the last poem of the book, which I like to refer as the heart of Srimati Radharani, because Vrindavan is the heart of Srimati Radharani. And the heart is situated in the middle of our body, right? But on purpose I put it at the end of the book, because in order to achieve Radharani's heart, that is sweetness personified, actually we have to go through a lot of sadhana, purifications, and in some cases will take some lifetimes. So this is the sweetness personified, that is Radharani's heart. Vrindavan. You asked me to rename the word sweetness. Vrindavan, I replied. Shall I go on? Yeah, you can answer that. So the first poem I would like to share with you. In the first part of the poem, I describe our desire to come closer to Vrindavan. And in the second part of the poem is that I am begging Vrindavan that even if Maya is so strong, she wants to pull me in a totally opposite direction, or if my family members and my relatives are against you, or if in my madness of sense gratification I want to forget you and want to leave you, please you, Vrindavan, do not leave me. So subtle, so delicate is my desire for you, like the desire for light and rain, to paint a rainbow in the raw part of me, to heal me, for I am diseased without you. So subtle, so delicate is my desire for you, as only dreams can be. Therefore, please do not go when the wind blows strongly or when rough hands want to shake you off me. Do not go even if in my half madness I tell you to go, because I do not know how to live without you. The second poem I would like to share with you is about Lord Balaram. I wrote this specifically because my Gurudev asked me to write a poem about Lord Balaram. And as we all know, Srila Prabhupada often would say, if you have a problem, go to Lord Balaram and say, my dear sir. And then you say this and this and this. My dear sir. So this time I was going through some turbulences in my life. So he said, please go every day in front of Krishna Balaram and pray. In whatever language you want, he will understand. Pray to him and do not budge. Do not stop until you feel reciprocation from Lord Balaram. And really he did reciprocate in an amazing way. So this poem I wrote around that time. My prayers reign over you. Every time I come, your lotus eyes and soft smile, unchanged, mystical, eternal, mend my pulverized heart. They shape it, rejuvenate it, breathe life into it. Thrown in the river of life, I followed the current alone until I arrived at you, drenched in water, in autumn, in sea. My very soul wet with sorrow and fatigue, I place at your feet. Now, I'm all yours, my body, my soul, my roots. Plant me by your side and let us watch love bloom. And one more. This one is aspiration to one day become a resident of Vrindavan. But until then, we have to follow sadhana. We have to learn from great souls how to serve Krishna. So that mood inspired me to write this poem. I meet the breeze on my skin and the sun in my eyes. The sky and the roads here are ever expanding heart leading us to love. This place is unique in giving and finding lost things, lost days, lost lives, lost souls. Daily I venture out in search. I do not have the spontaneity of a resident, but I serve them so I can understand love. They teach that love is service. Love is in the fragrance of offered flowers, in the burning incense, in the floating petals along Yamuna, in the masala, in the colors of holy. Love is in us, in some still dormant, in some awake, like a fully bloomed cherry blossom.
Beautiful.
So
sharing. How many poems do we still have?
I have many.
Mhm.
I don't know. Did you like?
Okay.
Yes, read one more.
Yes. It's so beautiful to hear them from your mouth, because we have, I was trying to read some of your poems, and sometimes, we have to read them more than once, because they're very condensed. And but when you read them, there's a certain clarity, because you want to, you know what you want to convey.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Ich habe genau dasselbe gedacht.
Ja.
Weil ich habe es auch schon gelesen. Ich habe es auch gedacht, wenn sie es liest, dann kommt die Klarheit.
Ja, genau.
And my Gurudev, he got the book and he read it and he said, it's like music but whispered. This poem is about the precious lesson that Vrindavan has taught me, and the exchange of love. We give love and we reciprocate, we receive love. So I'm addressing Vrindavan here, of course. You have shown me little precious ways to give love and to take it. Sound of temple bells washing seams, white jasmines scattered on the sacred ground, beads between my fingers grinding away lives without you. And all you take in return is my faith in you and my tears that you turn into pearls every time I weep in separation. It's this bittersweet love.
Can we ask also in between maybe something?
Philosophy?
No, it's just like when you write poetry, like is it that sometimes you get up in the morning and you just get an inspiration, or is it because now you wrote about chanting, so is it while you chant you get some inspiration?
Flight is nothing. And then I thought, no matter how tired I am, I'm gonna get out of the bed and I will write down those thoughts. And actually, many were born like that. I am writing now the third book together with one devotee from Vrindavan. It will be about Vrindavan Parikram. He's a professional photographer, so it will be like, these nice books with hard covers, one side picture and one side my poem. So I wrote so far 12, and many of them, actually half of them, were born like that. Night I'm just about to fall asleep, and then I have no idea how it comes. It just comes, and I run out, or on the phone I write in notizen, I write down there.
Yeah.
So, or sometimes for weeks nothing comes, and sometimes 4 in one day. And how the inspiration comes from Paramatma, it's not that,
when you read about Radharaman, I just felt we should change today's schedule and we should sing Jai Jai Radharamana Haribol instead of Krishna 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 Hey.
Yes.
Although that's also a very beautiful song we sing every time, but I just felt inspired about this Radharaman poem because I was living at the Radharaman temple, and it's very intimate. Also, the way the temple is arranged with the courtyard, and I could literally in front of my inner eyes, I could see, how Radharaman grew at this actual size, and actually a lot of Radharaman Goswamis have these kind of dreams.
Really?
I was told, like I know of one family who is they're Radharaman Goswamis, and
Thank you so much.
Thank
for
you.
giving me this opportunity. Actually, as I said, this book came out in April, sometimes mid-April this year, and I didn't have really like a proper presentation like I had with this one. With this one, so many people came; it was full. And now this was like, I'm very honored that you called me. It's like kind of night of kirtan and book presentation. I hope you liked it.
so much. Thank you so much. We feel so honored that you came and launched your book here, you know. I mean, you wrote to me from Vrindavan and you said, oh, you know, my book is ready on Amazon. I was like, yeah, okay. And then since then we are reading it here, you know, and it all kind of built up, you know, and finally we are honored to.
Ambika told me that I got goosebumps. I was like, what, really? Someone she's doing that?
Secretly underground, you know, like as you said it in the end, you know. And even this, you know, you said like with the flowers are blooming in the dark. This plant here is the proof for it, because this is here since so many years and is growing without light.
This is the light of the holy name.
Yeah, exactly. You know? So yeah, it's all connected, you know.
Yes,
yeah.
Definitely.
Thank you so much, and we will keep reading your poems. Of course, I mean, like, not as beautifully as you can, like, but you're always welcome to join us. Thank you so much.
Dhanyavad.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.